Hi, I'm Malika Gardner for The Leak, www.theleak.com, and I have the honor and the pleasure of having a real conversation today with an award-winning entrepreneur and the CEO of Headliner Market Group, Mr. Michael Gardner. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I know this is I know probably Wednesday through Sunday is like your hectic busy time in club promoting. And plus you've opened up a new restaurant, so I know this is probably a very busy night. So thank you so much for giving us your time this evening.
Yeah, it's busy, but I always got to try to make sure I make time for those that make time for me.
All right. Well, the Leak, we're an online publication that specializes in entertainment news and gossip. But one of the things I'm really excited about that we've added is speaking with entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs in the community, people who are on the ground and really making things happen, some really inspiring individuals. And Michael, you are definitely one of those people. I mean, you are pretty much the king of Miami, and your business has expanded across the country. I mean, you were just in Vegas doing events there for the big fight. I mean, you're just doing some phenomenal things, and most entrepreneurs, I mean, it's very hard to get their business off the ground or end within the first 3 to 5 years. And here you are going strong for like 12 years, 12 years or more. You're still just making things happen and remaining successful with an amazing reputation. So, I mean, I want to ask you, how did all of this get started? I mean, you moved to Miami from Chicago to go to school in Miami, and next thing I know, you're working with Jay-Z. Jay-Z is calling you personally to, launch and release Magna Carta. So, how did you go from point A to point B here? How did that happen?
I mean, everything you said. First and foremost, I want to thank you for those words. But I definitely have to say, um, I got to give the first and foremost the honor to God for giving me the blessings to be able to do what it is that I love to do, and also have success in doing it. I started, of course, I came down here in Miami back in the early '90s. I was playing basketball, and I was on a scholarship at the University of Miami, and when I just being I guess an active part with the University of Miami. They got such prestige here in Miami. Just being an active person within that group of athletes, I learned. I met a lot of people in the community, and that went from point A to point B. Yes, I did go back to Chicago to DePaul University. Ended up getting my degree in marketing. I ended up coming back down to Miami because my cousin, um, Musa Deep, had a barbershop here called Headliners. And he was cutting hair to a lot of the celebrities and a lot of athletes and a lot of the stars. Um, of you know, with our association with a lot of people, with a lot of athletes and a lot of the celebrities, and going out, and he had this idea of us maybe doing an event with them, and I took on the challenge because he didn't have the time to, because he had his own business, he had his barbershop going, but at that time I didn't really have a lot going on, so I took the opportunity to uh, to take the ball and run with it.
Fantastic. So,
And
okay, go ahead.
and we, 13 years later, I'm still doing
Yes, you are. Seriously doing it. I
it.
mean, Michael, you are the go-to man. Definitely, I mean, not just across the country, but I mean, Miami, anyone that comes to Miami, they get in touch with you. Drake, Jay-Z, all the sports stars, everyone just gets in touch with you. Rick Ross. I mean, I've seen just a plethora of just A-list entertainers. So that's huge that you went from, just this college student you know, to being this huge figure in Miami that all these A-listers contact for their events. I mean, your first event, like, how did it start? How did it start for
I
the
mean,
young club promoters out there trying to get to where you are? What was your journey like?
my journey was very, very, very honest. Meaning, like what people don't normally is that they see the right now. They don't see the struggles that I had coming up, and they don't see me actually working as hard as I worked to get to where I am now. Like, it's been a while, but I've always been one that want to be hands-on and control my destiny, and I also, was a person that was actively passing out flyers for my event. But my first event, of course, it didn't go well. I took like this huge loss. I don't know what I was thinking. As opposed to gradually coming into this industry slowly. No, I tried to hit a home run as my first event. I did a 2-day weekend. I did like this players ball, and it was a disaster because, of course, I didn't know I didn't know the things that I know now. I didn't have anyone to take me under their wings and tutor me and show me the right and the wrongs. I basically I came into the game by myself, and I learned through trial and error the knowledge and the wisdom that I have right now. I mean, it was a struggle. However, I stayed persistent in it. I stayed consistent with knowing what it is that I wanted to do, and I think my passion and my love for doing it is what kept me going. Like it's nothing like putting an event together from nothing, from scratch, and then seeing it flourish. And it's the adrenaline of whether it's going to be successful or not. It's the adrenaline of seeing it through and watching it happen and watching it materialize into seeing people have a good time at something that you created. And that was my motivator, to keep going. And then, of course, the over time and consistently doing it, that's when, the business became obvious. The money becomes a part of it. But I honestly love doing what I do. Like, I don't look at this as a job. I love it.
I can tell, and you get a great deal of respect. I mean, around the country. Me being in LA and in Chicago, I mentioned headliners out of Miami, and everybody's like, yeah, Michael Gardner. So, congratulations to you on, I mean, a man's reputation is huge. I mean, you operate from integrity, you're hardworking, and the fact that you went through the pains. Sometimes people come into anything dealing with entertainment or just starting a business, they'll have the passion, but it's being able to get through the pains and the hurts and even the failures, that's really going to determine your success, you making it. So I totally understand that with you, and congratulations on everything that you've been accomplishing. I mean, you won an award. You won an award. I didn't even know that there was an award for promotions, but but I
Yeah,
know it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
yeah, it is like the global. I mean, the global spin. It's a actually it's an award. It's actually an award show for the DJs. And however, in that realm of the DJ world, of course, they had a category for National Club Promoter of the Year. Now, the global sports is put on by Sean Prez, who is an understudy, of course, of Puff Daddies. So the award show and the branding behind it is very strong. So it's a very validated award show. It's held in New York every year. So first year, I was nominated. I was happy just being nominated. But but I was up against my friend Alex Gilwan in Atlanta, and everyone knows him because he's been doing phenomenal events for years, and he's actually a owner of his own club. So it was a little bit more rewarding for me to be in that category as well. And they had a couple other people on there. I think Jessica Rosenblum. You know, are some big names of people who have been in this game for a long time. And so when they called my name that I won, it was real humbling. I can't lie, like, you know, because I was just happy being nominated. But I knew that I had a good year though. I had a good year of events, so I knew that it was a possibility that I could win. And when I did, it was just a humbling experience that people from different parts of the United States and the world see what you're doing, they respect what you're doing, and they giving you an honor. So I definitely was very appreciative of it. And again, like always, I give those credit and I thank God for those blessings that I have achieved.
Yes, yes. Always give praise, always give praise. And I know that your industry is, aside from really having to put out the blood, sweat, and tears, it can be very competitive and maybe even a little dangerous. I've talked to other club promoters, who aren't nearly at the level that you are. And I mean, they've gone through situations where a competitor is threatening their life. I mean, it's just that serious. The money is so serious, and getting that next big party, that next big event, or that next big concert is so major. I mean, have you encountered anything like that? I mean, I've
I
heard some
mean,
stories.
yeah, I mean, I haven't experienced it to that magnitude, but it's very competitive. It's very competitive, but at the same time, it's very shady. You know, because everyone's trying to find an edge, and you never know. You know, it's different tactics. People that don't have respect for the game, that they'll do whatever just um, to put themselves to the forefront. But you know, fortunately, again, by the grace of God, like I haven't had to experience any life-threatening occasions or circumstances. Because one, I treat everybody with respect, and
Mm,
like I always tell people, like, we need the people. Like, as party promoters, we need the people. Like,
mm,
they don't need us. Like, if I was selling gas, then yeah, they probably need me. But I'm putting on an event. I'm putting on a party where I need people to come. So I try to pride myself on being very respectful in what I do. But it can get, you can lose your cool at times. But as I've gotten older, I've learned to channel that anger or that disapproval, you know, elsewhere, which is, I just I don't worry about it anymore because I'm very comfortable and confident in who I am and what I do, and I know what I can do. But it can get messy. I know some people that's close to me that has had those run-ins, and it is. But like I said, I'm just happy and thankful that I haven't had to go through anything like that, and I'm gonna keep doing what I do, and hopefully I can maintain the level of success that I have right now, and keep it going.
well, 13 years, I mean, your track record, you're looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. So how did like a Jay-Z come? I mean, your business, I'm sure, is, correct me if I'm wrong, is really word of mouth, and people need to actually come and see an event and see that you can truly pack out a club. I mean, you have hundreds, thousands of people just trying to get into your events. And I mean, is it just word of mouth that he got in touch with you, or how did that relationship come about?
Well, I think, I can't really take all of the credit. I think, over the years I've been putting on, you know, uh, a lot of great events. And you're right, the word of mouth spreads. And I think that, when you have the reputation of putting on quality events with quality um, people and talent and a quality venue, it's self-explanatory. And um, I know a lot of people who was close to Jay, and so when he reached out in regards to my first event in regards with him at Live on Sunday. Of course, Live on Sunday in itself has been one of the staple parties in the world. Like it's been quoted as being one of the best parties in the world. So of course, when he's coming out with his album, a guy like Jay wants to be in line with the best because that's what he represents. So I think that's what put this. Let me put it like this. I think the puzzle just fell into place for that to happen, and it was a phenomenal event. And then it led to me doing a couple more events with Jay because it turned out so well, and everyone was happy, and it just, like I said, it led from me doing one event to two events to three events and more events with Jay. So it was I'm definitely appreciative of it, and I think just staying consistent in this business will go a long way. Because I've seen a lot of people come in the game and they look like they on a good path, but you know their consistency sometimes fail, and then without the consistency of staying strong in this game, it'll eat you up.
Right. Consistency is absolutely everything in becoming successful in entrepreneurship. So, Michael, I understand that you've opened restaurants, so you've expanded outside of just promoting big events across the country. I mean, you do it in Miami, you do it in New York, you do it in LA, you do it in Las Vegas. You just did the big fight there in Vegas. So now you've ventured off into owning restaurants. So tell us a little bit. I heard about Prohibition. I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
checking that out. So how did you now you're what is it, a restaurateur?
Something like that. I mean, I got actually through my relationship with one of the club owners here. I've been doing business with the partner that I'm partnered with in Prohibition. He had reached out to me about taking that step of ownership. He's seen he worked real hard these last 12, 13 years. And he felt that there was an opportunity for me to now cross over into the ownership. One thing about Prohibition, yes, it's a restaurant. I went into it with no knowledge in regards to the food and liquor services and or staffing or none of that. There was one thing that intrigued me about the restaurant. Upstairs, it has a lounge, and I said to myself, if all else fails, I can do a party. At least I can always go back to know what I know. But it's been great, to be honest. We've actually officially been open about a month and a half right now, and it's been really, really great. We've been getting amazing reviews, and have had a lot of um, increase in regards to the venue. Of course, a lot of people just wasn't too familiar with me being a restaurateur, as you say, restaurant owner. So they was a lot of people that came to the venue thinking it was a party, and then to their surprise, they were just shocked because it's real nice, real nice upscale restaurant. So I'm looking forward to that challenge and learning more about the ownership of my own place and learning the system, learning about liquor orders, learning about staffing, learning about sales. So it's a challenge for me. It's just another step for me that I'm looking forward to.
That is admirable because, a lot of people sit back and, they daydream, they fantasize about owning a business, but they never just take that leap. They never take that step. And one thing for sure that I've learned from you in this interview is that, you just kind of felt the fear, just walked into the unknown. And then, when you walk into the unknown, you never know what the higher power has in store. So, you're a great inspiration to a lot of people. So thank you so much for that.
It's been great.
Now, I know that you're, born and raised out of Southern Illinois, out of Chicago, and, now you're in Miami, beautiful home with the elevator and all that. You have grown and just come so far. Um, are you planning on doing anything back here in Chicago? It's just so much happening with the youth here in the city, and they're closing, all the schools down. Well, not all the schools, but they've closed a little over 50 of them already. So,
Hmm.
the kids are like crying out for something. Um, are you planning on doing anything back here in Chicago?
Well, I'm planning on it, and it's great that you brought that up because I did an event here um, in Overtown, and a lot of people, I guess the masses, the people in all over, they, I guess they make the correlation for Overtown as First 48, which is, yeah, it's a pretty, it's a tough neighborhood here in the Miami area. However, I came back. Um, I worked with the city commissioners, and we did an Overtown Music and Arts Festival, um, where we did. It's kind of like similar to the Taste at Chicago's, but it was more catered toward entertainment and art. And we had a youth zone. We had a whole block dedicated to the youth. We had arts and crafts, food, and we had some live performances. Now, what I attribute that to was just the blessings, like I said, that I've been given. The community, Miami, has been so good to me that it was only right that I give back to them. Now, and that was on a more publicized scale. Like every year, I donate money to get kids book bags. I sponsor a youth football team. Um, we do the Christmas drive for the kids every year. So that's something that I definitely want to get more involved in. Now, knowing how the struggles and everything that's going on in Chicago, I'm trying to partner with a couple friends that I know that's actually active in the community in Chicago, and actually assist them in what some of their efforts and what they're trying to do and giving back and maintain it, because it's, even though my blessings have come here in Miami, it's actually a universal blessing, because if I can reach anybody and I can be of assistance to anyone, that's something that I definitely feel is an obligation for me with the blessings that God has given me. So therefore, I'm not going to rule it out. It's something that I'm definitely working on, and hopefully I can make happen in the future, that I can be more universal in giving back, not just in Miami. So I would love the opportunity to get back in Chicago, because I know it's a struggle right now for the youth there, and it's so much going on in Chicago. It's sad, and sometimes all they need, Malika, is a voice. All they need is that one person to just encourage them, or give them a hand, or lift them up, and sometimes we take for granted how precious just that moment is. Some people think, oh, you want to help, they thinking it's money. Sometimes it's not money. Sometimes it's just words. Sometimes it's just time. Sometimes it's just encouragement. So that's something that I'm looking forward to, and I'm definitely trying to make happen, where I'll be able to have the opportunity to go back to Chicago and give back.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. One of the signs of a true leadership in my book is someone who develops more leaders and gives back, because a blessing isn't a blessing unless it can be passed forward. So, You are an amazing entrepreneur, Mr. Gardner, and it was a pleasure having you on the Leak and sharing your expertise and your knowledge and your experience, your failures and your successes. So, thank you so much. What do we have to look forward to next with Headliner Market Group?
Well, I mean, first I want to thank you for the opportunity to share little pieces of my story, and just commending you for your effort and what you're doing. But what we got to look forward to for Headliner coming up is just continue to expand. I'm looking to expand outside of the party realm, but still maintaining in the nightlife. I'm trying to do a few more concerts, put that into the resume, and actually we are now, launching this management. I'm actually not necessarily his manager, but I don't know the word, but I have a boxer, and actually he's a middleweight champion in the world right now. He's 32-0. His name is Peter Quillen. They call him Kid Chocolate. So he's someone that I'm definitely closely associated with. So we just, we taking advantage of the opportunities that we have coming in front of us, and I definitely want to expand them. So it's a lot that we can look forward to. So
Wow.
I don't want to jinx myself. We're looking forward to having a great year this year, and continue my success.
Well, sky's the limit. I mean, you just step out there on faith and you make things happen. So, again, congratulations to you. And again, thank you so much for your time today. I want to thank everyone for checking out The Leak, a real conversation, and we'll see you all next time. Thank you.